Recording a video extra.
Okay, hello, welcome. Hang on a minute. Let me just turn that down a little bit. Right, okay. Welcome to Phil's workshop. Yeah, not put any videos up for a while. Things have been complicated in the homestead, to say the least. What with me and the good lady. But what have we been up to? Finally got my chair sorted out. Those of you who know me like normally on Facebook and on the other media, Instagram, well, I've seen I put some photographs up of what I've done. It's not posh, nowhere near. It's rough and it's ready, but it suits me, you know. I mean, I am no lightweight as far as that's concerned. Let me just turn this off. There you go. I'm no lightweight by the scheme of things at all. So I've made it chunky and it suits me. I can move along my floor a lot better. The original wheels, which were those little plastic ones, were starting to chew everything up, which was somewhat rather annoying. But devil's must, that's the way things are, until I can get my head around it. And eventually I got my head around it. And as I say, it's rough and ready. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move off this. And then I'm going to get the camera to show it to you, so I apologise for the movement of the camera. And of course the movement of me. So if I just put that down and bring that over there. And as you can see, it's a big, thick, chunky thing with 4-inch rubber wheels on it. Again, it is chunky, and people, I think, well, somebody did suggest actually about cutting the corners off, but it is what it is. I don't mind, I know they're there. So what we're up to, right, well, we've had some work done on one of the other sheds, whereby we've had a new bar put across it. But the good lady wants me to do some plant pot stands, so I'll go and do a couple of them, and hopefully I can get them knocked out this morning. So nothing extensive. The other thing is I'm going to build, if I turn that round, another one of these to go further up on the bench, due to the fact that that one that's up there is beginning to sag. This one here, where I've got all my battery charges and everything else, has worked out perfectly. It just needs a little bit of tempering here and there, but other than that, it's working well. I've got on it what I want. I've got things at hand so I can grab hold of it. All my battery chargers are there. I've got my switches all at the side here to switch on all the sockets underneath, as you can see there. Originally I was going to do it with an extension, but when I stripped it down and had a look at the actual links in between, it was a cheap extension lead, and the links in between were so poor it just wouldn't do what I wanted it to do in the finish. So I turned around and said, alright, then I'll scrap that and I'll just put 4 sockets up the back there, and they work well, and I can switch each one on and off individually. I don't have to worry about the problem of charging faults and what have you. Plus I can change, if I change my equipment, I can change the chargers as well, so of course like that makes things okay. So getting down to these planters now. Right, Where are we? Oh, 4 minutes of waffle. Oh, dear. Right, okay. We'll turn you around a little bit and we'll bring you down a little bit. Right, this is going to be what we're going to work off. Oh, by the way, I don't know about anybody else. Tools. Yeah, I've got some tool reviews coming up to do. Quite a few of the stuff that I've had now needs to be spoken about. This is one of about the best things. I don't know whether... let me turn it around a little bit more because for some unknown reason the light is altered again. There we go. It's called a vise. And the beauty about it is, with a normal one, you've got imperial. Okay? And then you've got metric at the bottom. Turn it over and you've got nothing. Now, I'm old school, you could say, because I mean, I was brought up with imperial. I mean, I'm old and decrepit, but there you go. I was brought up with imperial, but during my years of being in work, I've had to turn over and start to use metric. But I'll make a confession, I use both, dependent on how I feel at the time. Now then, vice versa. I don't know whether you can see that. If I bring it out a little bit, there you go. Now then, as you can see, the numbers are exactly the same, top and bottom. So from whatever angle you are, you can read it. How you're measuring. The next thing is, turn it over, if you're working on the inside of something, you've got the measurements on the other side as well. This is my go-to measuring tape. I don't use, well, very rarely do I use anything else. Only if I want to get the perspective of something. More often than not, I use that. So people, that's the vice versa. Highly recommend it. Have a look at it yourself. Google it. Find it on YouTube with other people that are using them. But I find it a godsend. It's wonderful. Absolutely marvellous. So where are we? Right. So 44, so 22. Now then, 22 in old money. So, or should I say 220. 220 in old money is round about the just under the 9 inches. But what I wanted is something totally different. So that's the bit that I want. Yeah. Right. Okay, I want the 28 on there. Yeah. That's the measurement I'm after, because what I want to do, now I'm semi-organised my stuff out today. What I want to do is to measure this up halfway. Well, I hope everybody's having a superb time as far as the Jubilee is concerned. I, of course, was born during the inauguration of the Queen, 1953, and I was having problems looking at the numbers when they said the 70th, and I thought to myself, well, hang on, she didn't get inaugurated until 1953, so that means they're doing it a year earlier. Of course, I was born in 1953. But when I looked at it